On Monday, February 19, 2024, as the sun rose over the neighborhood of Saldanha Bay, the day began like any other. 6-year-old Joshlin woke up ready for school, but her mother, Kelly Smith, had different plans. Instead, she left Joshlin in the care of her boyfriend, Unthinkable, while she went to work. By the time Kelly returned home, Joshlin was nowhere to be found. What started as a normal day quickly turned into every parent's worst nightmare. As the search for Joshlin began, suspicions arose, and shockingly, her mother was soon identified as one of the suspects. Despite extensive efforts, no one seemed to know what had happened to little Joshlin. After a thorough police investigation, Kelly Smith, her boyfriend Unthinkable, and their friend Stephanie Van Ryn were arrested. Investigators searched for answers, but there was no clarity on Joshlin's fate. A fourth suspect was arrested, but charges against her were dropped due to lack of evidence. However, as the investigation continued, another suspect, Laurencia Lambard, was taken into custody.
As for pieces, yours today, 15th day of July 2024. This is case number A, 144-2024, the United States versus Joshlin Smith and 3 others. The appearances are as follows. Presiding officer.
Outraged residents took to the streets in protest, demanding answers and justice for the little girl. They attended every court hearing, hoping for news, but none came. One lingering question haunted everyone. Why did Kelly remain silent about what had happened to her daughter? 8 months after Joshlin's disappearance, the case was transferred to the High Court. Charges against Laurencia Lambard were withdrawn after she became a state witness. She revealed shocking details, claiming that, in August 2023, Kelly Smith had told her, and the other accused, that she planned to sell her 3 children. This plan was allegedly discussed while they were using drugs at Kelly's home. Present during this conversation were Kelly, her boyfriend, Laurencia, and Stephanie. Laurencia further confessed that, on Sunday, February 18th, the night before Joshlin vanished, Kelly and Joshlin walked to a white vehicle parked nearby. Inside was a woman. Money was exchanged before Kelly and Joshlin returned home, where Apollis, Stephanie, and Laurencia were waiting. The group then discussed how the money would be split among them.
I've been here since day one. There's no reason why I cannot be allowed to go into court. Everyone else is in there. This is the first time I've seen the ANC and the DA stand together to keep one person out of court. For what? We've been there from day one. No one in there has been there since day one with this community. That's the reason why they know my name. Do they know anybody else's name inside there? I have a right to be there. Let them give me a legal reason why I can't be in there. That's all I'm asking. What's the lawful reason? What law restricts me from being in court? It's that simple.
Are you not concerned that this is turning to be a political thing instead of the concern of missing Joshlin Smith?
That's not a question you should ask me. You should ask the people that's inside there. They've turned it into something political. I'm not wearing political regalia. Inside there is the DA. Inside there is the ANC. They have subliminally given the country and this community the message that they are standing united to keep us out. Why? They are not for the community. They're not for our child, Joshlin. We are sentimentally attached to this child, our child, and they treat us like we are not supposed to be there. Where were they all the time?
A case of a missing 6-year-old was an issue in this particular area because we've also heard that there are a number of other cases. In fact, 15 years ago, at the time, she was 10 years old. Her name was Monteska Kekana, and she went missing also in a similar instance where she had visited a family friend, and she left with a person whom she referred to as Buta, Mr. Cockrell, whom the family says she is the last person that they saw her with. Well, we see police firing stun grenades to try and disperse crowds who were trying to force their way in. So total chaos outside the court, and now some of the residents, police actively, well, Baron, police are firing stun grenades to the crowds. to try and disperse them, and residents are also fighting back by throwing stones to the police, and there's chaos outside.
Monday, February 19th, Kelly packed a bag for Joshlin and told her boyfriend that the child would not be going to school that day. What happened after remains a mystery, as Kelly, her boyfriend, and their friend have refused to reveal the truth. Joshlin turned 7 on Wednesday, October 23rd. Her grandmother and uncles continue to appeal for any information that could lead to her safe return. They plead with Kelly Smith to find it in her heart to confess and reveal what really happened to her daughter. A year has passed, and the mystery of Joshlin Smith's disappearance remains unsolved. But hope is not lost. Since Joshlin's disappearance, Kelly has told people different stories. During court proceedings, Saldanha Police Station Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Lincoln Sebela testified that Kelly's demeanor concerned him. When Kelly was in the charge office, she bragged that her child Joshlin had made her famous. As they prepared for Kelly to meet the then police minister, they got accommodation for her in Vredenburg. Kelly did not like the accommodation because it did not accommodate her boyfriend. Had to find another alternative accommodation, which would accommodate her boyfriend. Kelly never asked for accommodation for her 2 children, aged 11 and 2 years, but asked for accommodation for her boyfriend. In normal circumstances, a mother would jealously guard the remaining children whilst searching for the missing one. But in Kelly's case, it was not so. Shakira Garneef, a TikTok influencer who interviewed Kelly, testified in court that when she had a video interview with Kelly on Facebook, she appeared unconcerned about the disappearance of her child. Kelly would answer some questions, and she would not answer some. Kelly always had different stories about Joshlin's disappearance. To Shakira, Kelly also said the same statement that she told the police officer at the station that, "I always wanted to be famous, Elle only didn't know it was going to be like this." Michaela Daniels, a police constable, who is also Kelly Smith's sister, testified that her sister told her that Joshlin was still in middle pose. To hear Edna Mart, a teacher at Diazville Primary School where Joshlin was learning, testified that on February 23, 2024, 4 days after Joshlin disappeared, she and 2 other colleagues went to a service station to fill up her vehicle. They were wanted to join the search party. Whilst the car was being filled, Kelly suddenly opened the back passenger door and climbed in. Mart had not noticed Kelly at the filling station, so she was shocked. Kelly said to Mart she wanted to tell her something confidential. She said she had received a call from a Nigerian man who said she had to play quickly. Asked on how she knew the man was Nigerian, Kelly did not answer. She went on to say, according to the information she received from the Nigerian man, Joshlin was in a boat going to West Africa. Mart asked her if she had told the police this information. Kelly said she had not, reason being, she was afraid because the community wanted to hurt her. She then opened the door to leave. As she did so, she said, "Remember, Boetta is not guilty." As she said that, she got out of the car and left. Laurencia Lambard, the star witness in this case, who was previously...
The search for Joshlin Smith has moved overseas. Police Minister Becky Cele says they are investigating information that the little girl was on a vessel bound for international waters. The 6-year-old Saldanha Bay girl has been missing since February.
It's a sad story. It's a sad story that we can't...
To the information she received from the Nigerian man, Joshlin was in a boat going to West Africa. Mart asked her if she had told the police this information. Kelly said she had not, reason being, she was afraid because the community wanted to hurt her. She then opened the door to leave. As she did so, she said, "Remember, Boetta is not guilty." As she said that, she got out of the car and left. Laurencia Lambard, the star witness in this case, who was previously...
The search for Joshlin Smith has moved overseas. Police Minister Becky Cele says they are investigating information that the little girl was on a vessel bound for international waters. The 6-year-old Saldanha Bay girl has been missing since February.
It's a sad story. It's a sad story that we can't find this child. but there are people that are arrested. It doesn't look like they are pointing us to the right direction. That includes the mother, by the way. But we are not sleeping on our laurels as the South African Police Service. 2 weeks or a week ago, we are working with our international sister organization. We are working with other agencies because there was information that we need to verify that the kid might have been put in one of the vessels. A week ago, working with those agencies, one ship in one city in Europe was searched for 2.5 days, trying to find if she's not there. But we are also trying.
The state's star witness, Laurentia Lombard, has revealed key details about the disappearance of Joshlin Smith. She recounted overhearing a conversation between Kelly Smith and her boyfriend, commonly known as Buta. Well, Lombard says Kelly wanted to confide in Buta about Joshlin's whereabouts.
Toe het Kelly vir Buta gesê, daar is iets wat ek vir jou wil vertel about Joshlin. Daar is iemand wat vir Joshlin soek.
There's someone who looking for Joshlin.
En Buta gesê,
Then Buta said,
nee jong, ek die nou tyd
no man, I don't have time.
om na jou stories, na jou nonsens te luister nie. Maar soos ek sien vir Kelly,
As I see Kelly,
soos sy met besig is om vir Joshlin reg te maak,
she was busy with Joshlin,
en met die koele bek,
with the cooler bed.
met die koele bek,
Lombard has been giving conflicting statements since the beginning of the case. During one court sitting, Lombard faced intense questioning about whether she went to Kelly's house with her children on both instances or not. When the judge asked her to specify which one of her statements was the true version, she broke down and had a panic attack, which caused the court to adjourn. Kelly Smith, Apollis, and Stefano are facing charges of human trafficking for exploitation and kidnapping. The state alleges that they sold, delivered, or exchanged Joshlin for money. The three have pleaded not guilty. We hope and pray the truth will come out in this matter. We pray for the safe return of Joshlin. Subscribe to this channel for more updates on this story.